you.
Um, when you play some free music,
Yeah.
just look at me and just nod your head when you're done.
Okay.
I'll start the service. Sound good?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
gonna start
cool.
right now. Thank you so much. Yay.
Or good morning. And that was a little mediocre. So, good morning. All right, there we go. Hey, my name is Dennis Ashley. I'm the spiritual leader here at the church. And just to get the service started, I've asked Diane Hunter if she'd come up and light our candle for us. Thank you, Diane. I really like that symbolism of having someone come up and light the candle to start the service, because what it is just a reminder that the spark of God is deep within us. And just, as we're going through the service today, and if I get boring while I'm talking, or your mind starts to wander for whatever reason, just kind of glance up there at the candle. Let that remind yourself that, oh yeah, the spark of God is deep within, and that's really the only reason we're here. So it is.
All right, let's try this again. Good morning. Good morning. Steve, right off the bat. Here you go. Welcome to everybody here in the center, as well as all of those online, to Unity Spiritual Center Spokane. We're so glad that everybody's here. As our mission states, we are a vibrant community growing through spiritual practices and love. I'm Alan Bassan. I'll be your platform assistant this morning. If you could just take a moment now and silence your cell phones, it would be appreciated. As we do each week, we want to begin our time together by sharing our opening affirmation. Say it with heart. Together we affirm.
There is only one presence and one
power active in my life and in the universe, God the good. This is Unity's foundation principle. One presence, one power, and one life living through and as each and every one of us. We are grateful this morning to have our spiritual leader, Dennis Ashley. He will be sharing his message, Seize the Moment. Our music today is provided by Beth Rainey. Yay! In a moment, Theodora will share our opening prayer, but first, our song leaders will start us off with a community song. Please stand as you are able.
Yes, stand and join Sally and I.
I am the love of God. I am the love of God. The love that made the universe. The love that sustains us all. I am the love of God. I am the love of God. You are the love of God. You are the love of God. The love that made the universe. The love that sustains us all. You are the love. You are the love of God. We are the love of God. We are the love of God. The love that made the universe. The love that sustains us all. We are that love. We are that love of God.
That love.
You are the love of God. I am that love. I am that love of God.
Good morning. Please join me in prayer. Spirit of God, we don't know what situations and opportunities will present themselves in our lives today, but I'm grateful that you have given us all that we need. Thank you for giving us the ability to understand the possibilities that will enrich our lives and the lives of others. We want to live a life that we are more proud of, and we know that comes in part by seizing the moments of our lives. Thank you for giving us the sensitivity to recognize these special moments, moments that can change us and help others. Sweet Spirit of God, deep within us, thank you for giving us the courage to help ourselves and others, for giving us the discernment to see what is needed in any situation and the sense of action to step forward and do what is needed. We know we often need the courage and the willingness to step out in faith to make positive impact for others, for the world, and for ourselves. Spirit of God, thank you for teaching us to be fully present, to use the spiritual gifts you have given each of us. You free us from living in the past and stressing out about the future. Instead, you teach us to live right here and right now in this holy instant. Help us to quiet ourselves and listen for your guidance, to be fully engaged in the present moment. We are so grateful that you help us to step beyond simply seeing and hearing and instead move us to action so that all our actions reflect love, forgiveness, and grace. We give thanks, sweet Spirit, that you made us in your image and likeness. And just as the image in the mirror, as we stand before it, cannot do anything other than what we do, we cannot reflect anything other than what you are, dear God. And you are love and all good. Therefore, we reflect love and goodness and right action. And so it is. Thank you, God. Amen.
I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. You get to eat, but always keep that sense of hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you feel small when you stand by the ocean. When every door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the chance to sit it out a dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance, and you never settle for the path of least resistance. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid you ever get left empty-handed. Don't let the same mistake, it's worth taking. And when you make love, it might be worth making. Let the heavens above be more than just a passing glance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. Time is a wheel in constant motion, always pulling us along. Tell me who wants to look back on their years and wonder where those years have gone. I hope you dance. 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 Thank you.
Thank you, Beth. That was beautiful. Okay. Well, good morning again. I'm going to talk about seizing the moment in a moment. But I thought it was kind of interesting. Yesterday was Patty's and my 22nd wedding anniversary. We met at Civic Theater, and they didn't think it would last. But so it was our wedding anniversary yesterday. We were trying to figure out, what can we do? What should we do? And so initially we did the most romantic thing that we could think of. We took a load to the dump. But then when we were done with that, we decided to go down and get tattoos. Yeah. We realized we were the only ones in our immediate family who didn't have tattoos. And so Patty got hers yesterday, and my appointment is set up for Thursday. So next Sunday I will show it off to you. I'm going to get a yin and yang. So. Well, it's sort of interesting, I think, to take a look at this notion of seizing the moment. And here's a phrase that actually shows up not just in Christianity. It shows up in Christianity when Paul is writing to the Ephesians, and he's writing a letter to them and talking about how they had to be bold when the moment comes. But it actually shows up in just every religion that's out there. One of the things I was kind of surprised at is I think of Buddhism being very peaceful and taking everything within. Buddhism actually makes a very big deal out of show up in boldness when the time comes. And so that's one of the phrases that I just really like, kind of set the tone for me today as I was developing this talk. And I think one of the things that it comes from is Carlos Castaneda, who was a writer and a philosopher in the 50s and the 60s. And he wrote that we all have in our lives a cubic centimeter of chance. And what he said is, as you're walking through life, he said that cubic centimeter of chance pops up. And the question becomes, in his mind, are you ready to take a hold of it? Are you ready mentally and spiritually and emotionally and just physically to be able to take advantage of that moment when it shows up? So it's this brief moment of opportunity that presents itself, and it's a chance. It represents a chance to make a significant leap in your life. And of course, that could be in a whole bunch of different ways, right? I mean, it might mean making a significant leap in your life financially. It could be politically. It could be in terms of family. It could be in terms of love. It could be in terms of friendship, as well as 100 other things. But what's important to you? What drives your life? And so Castaneda was saying, this cubic centimeter of chance will pop up again and again throughout your life. Are you ready to take advantage of it? And he said what it does, and what it means, is that you step outside your usual patterns of living. You do things a little bit differently than you've ever done before, or you do things dramatically differently than you've ever done it before. I mean, isn't that something? I mean, isn't that what that means, to seize the moment? And I think that so many of us have done exactly what I've done around tattoos. I'll look at other people's tattoos and go, well, that's cool. I should do that sometime. You know, I only did that for, 20 years, 30 years. So now I'm actually going to do it on Thursday. That'll be cool. What it means is that we step outside our usual patterns of doing it. And again, whether that's financial or political or the way we do church or the way we do spirituality, that we do something differently, that we recognize that there are certain moments that can change our lives. There are certain moments when we see, oh, I can't do things the way that I've always done them. That just won't cut it anymore. And so what this says is we have two jobs. First of all, to recognize that opportunity when it pops its head up. And then secondly, be there, be ready, be prepared, be willing to seize it when it does come up. So, when we seize the moment, that's not quite enough. Because lots of people can seize the moment, and yet somehow it's not quite right. So, what it says is, yeah, grab the moment by all means, but there's a couple of other things we want to attach onto that. Number two is, we want to see if we don't have a moral compass in there. We want to see if we want to live a life of purpose that really drives our life. And I think so often when we read newspaper articles or we hear different things, we say, well, yeah, we might not use this language, but we say, yes, that person seized the moment, but not in a good way. And so what this would say is, or what I would say, is we want to make sure it ties in with what our purpose is in life. And then we want to be proud of how we're showing up. We want to be proud of how we're showing up with friends and with family and with the people who are most dear to us. Because when we seize the moment, if we're not proud of the way we're showing up, then seizing the moment doesn't mean much. So seize it, but by all means make it more tied in with your purpose in life. Make sure that it reacts to what's going on in the world, to what's going on in our lives, to what's going on in our family, to what's going on in our church. Make sure that it addresses that, but in a way that we're proud of. So here's what Buddhism would say. Buddhism would say, don't live in the past. Don't live in the future. Because the moment is always there. But what it would say is that sometimes later becomes never. Yeah, I mean, isn't that true? Oh yeah, one of these days I'm going to take that trip. One of these days I'm going to create that relationship. One of those days I'm going to do this. Yeah, sometimes later becomes never. And we don't want to make that the theme of our lives. Instead, we want to have a life where we seized the moment and that we did it in a good, pure way. So, by all means, honor the past and learn from the past because it has great things to teach us. And at the same time, plan for the future. We don't want to be idiots. But where do you choose to live? And some people choose to live in the past. And some people choose to live in the future. Well, what Buddhism would say is don't do that, and instead just think about the past, think about the future, learn from it, plan for it, but live in the present moment. So here's 4 steps that really comes out of Buddhism. It's going to be my language, my words, but that's where it comes from. Number 1, the present moment always represents the greatest opportunity. I mean, there's nothing we can do about the past. Maybe we can reinterpret it, or maybe we can learn something from it, but we can't affect it. The past has already occurred. And we can't really affect the future. We can plan for it, we can prepare for it. But what Buddhism would say, and what I would say, is the present moment, that's where our opportunity lies. We do something with it, or we don't. We create that relationship, or we don't. We move forward, or we don't. And also say, yeah, everything changes, which is one reason why Buddhism would say that it doesn't do much good to plan only for the future. Yeah, plan some, by all means, but everything changes, doesn't it? Yeah. If you have planned and invested every amount of energy and every dollar that you've ever owned in planning for the future, and then somebody comes along and changes it, well, what are we supposed to do about that? Stamp our foot? Not enough. So life represents the opportunity. Life is the opportunity. I mean, that is at least one of the reasons we're here. I mean, we're here for a whole bunch of reasons, but I think the grandest reason is to see that life is an opportunity and to seize it, to make something of it. And so, don't wait for the perfect outer conditions, because I have a secret to tell you. They're never going to happen. Not the perfect outer conditions. Yeah, everything is in too much of a state of flux, isn't it? Everything changes too much. What do we want to wait for? The perfect inner conditions. And so we ought to be in that process of building that all the time. We ought to be in the process of changing ourselves mentally and spiritually and emotionally, because that's where life is lived from the inside out. Here's the second thing that Buddhism would say. Develop a positive attitude. I think Unity would say that too, right? So develop a positive attitude. And so what I'm saying is, number 1, grow a prosperous consciousness. And prosperity does not only mean money. I mean, that's one thing. But it just says, grow prosperity, grow abundance. Realize that we need a consciousness that sees a permanent state of abundance, because that's some of the things that we can seize. I won't mention the church, but years and years ago I used to work for a particular church who just couldn't quite grasp that idea. The board couldn't grasp that idea of a prosperity consciousness. They lived in a lack consciousness. And at one point, we had a little over $600,000 in the bank. And they still said, we're broke. I mean, that lack consciousness was so embedded within them that they just said, no, this can't work. Matter of fact, anytime we wanted to spend money, the treasurer would always threaten to resign. Finally, at one point, we said, okay. We want to overcome fear and doubt by just plain doing it. I mean, have you ever had that experience where there's something that you were a little afraid of, something that made you a little bit nervous, and then you did it, and it's kind of like, oh, well, that wasn't such a big deal. And you say, I think I could do that again. I think I could raise the bar a little bit more. And so what this says is the very act of doing it, the behaviors that we engage in, it teaches us something, doesn't it? And one of the things it teaches us is, we can overcome fear and doubt by just engaging, by just taking the chance, by just seizing the moment. And so what we want to do is we just kind of want to keep working on believing in ourselves, because that's where it's at. To realize, that there is so much that we can do. I mean, and once again, you can see that concept, that idea in every faith that's out there, which is just give it a shot, try, seize the moment. And the third thing that Buddhism would say is prepare the mind. To engage in prayer, to engage in meditation, to do that, what that does is it prepares your mind in terms of a higher level of peace, but also a greater ability to see the opportunities that are there that can be seized. And so I think that's one of the great roles of prayer and meditation, to soothe what's going on inside ourselves, but to act on it too. We are not here by accident. We are not here just to wish that we were living in some spiritual realm that has nothing to do with this physical realm. Instead, we're here on purpose, which is to do something, to seize the moment, to act in ways that pleases ourselves, that develops a system, a way, a methodology for showing up all the time in a way that we're proud. And I think one of the great ways, of course, to prepare the mind is to just keep learning. So if you only read one social media platform, spread out a little bit. Learn some more. Learn different perspectives. It doesn't do any good just to only get one narrow frame of reference. So if you're very liberal, tune into a conservative social platform. Ooh. If you're very conservative, turn into a liberal platform once in a while. Ooh. Keep learning. Read things that you wouldn't normally read. Experience things that you wouldn't normally experience. And then I think, certainly it's not surprising I would say this, but I think that a church and a spiritual center, I think that's just a great place to learn different ideas. And that's why, come on Sundays, that's great. And of course, contribute heavily to the love offering bag. But what really counts, I think, at a church is this is just sort of the formal stuff, right? You want to know where the great learning takes place? In all the different groups that meet here. There are some fantastic groups here that are learning new things and are experiencing different things. Try them out. And learning isn't just about learning new concepts. It's also about engaging in different kinds of actions and behaviors that you haven't engaged in before. So you say, okay, well, I've learned all this really highfalutin spiritual stuff. Maybe I should show up on Thursday mornings for the landscaping team. Yeah, woohoo! Yeah. And then number 4, again, from Buddhism is be ethical. Develop that moral compass deep inside. Do what's right. And from time to time, we just want to stand up and be counted. Stand up and be counted? That's kind of scary. Yep. That's part of seizing the moment. So I want to say it's not always about being a big deal, too. So here's a couple of names from the Bible that you haven't heard of before, right? Okay. So Bartimaeus, he was the guy who was blind, and Jesus was coming by in a big crowd. And so Bartimaeus started calling out to Jesus, heal me, heal me, heal me. And the crowd tried to get him to shut up. They didn't want him doing that. They wanted him to say, just, be respectful, be obedient, don't say a word. But he realized, so here's something really cool going on. I need to seize the moment. Now, so Jesus stops, heals Bartimaeus. The guy can see. We never hear his name again. Right? I mean, I would assume for 99% of us that would be the first time we've heard that name. Same thing. Do you know who Veronica was? Okay, well, I'll just leave it there then. No. Veronica isn't actually named in the Bible, but is named in some extra biblical books. Veronica's the one who, and you've probably heard this story before, she's the one who Jesus and the crowd was walking by, and she fell down and touched the hem of Jesus' garment. And she's named later on, and it says she had a bleeding disorder, and she was healed from that. I mean, isn't that something? We don't always have to be a big deal. We don't always have to change the world. Sometimes we just have to change ourselves. But I just love those. So what I capitalized there was what we want to do is seize your moment. Seize what's important to us. Seize what affects our life. And what we want to make sure is we don't do the regret thing. I mean, how boring is that from all the missed opportunities we may have had? And we look at that. And have you ever laid awake at 2 o'clock in the morning and you're laying there in bed and there's this consciousness that says, let me play 10 of your biggest regrets in your life. Let's start with the third grade. We'll move on to high school, where from time to time, and let's face it, everybody here has done this at one time or another, high school, if I just would have made this choice, it would have changed my entire life. Yeah. So what we want to do is we don't want to focus on the missed opportunities. And what we want to do is not focus on unfulfilled potential. It's kind of like, yeah, that was in the past. By all means, learn from it, but seize the present moment. That's what counts. Because seizing the present moment, that's what transforms us. And that is this natural thing that just bypasses the regret. You kind of tamp it way down. So I want to finish up by saying this, that as we take risks, as we seize the moment, there are hands over us. There are hands over us. That's kind of anthropomorphic. Anthropomorphic, if you don't know that word, anthropomorphic just means when we see the concept of God as more of a human-like figure. So if we say the hands of God are over us, it's kind of anthropomorphic. I don't care. I like it. Because what that says is when we take a risk, when we seize the moment, there are hands over us. They protect us. We can't go wrong. It touches our lives so deeply that we're protected in kind of a cool, glorious, wonderful way. So I'll leave you with this idea. Seize the moment that connects you with the divine universe. Stand for something. Thank you. Let's take a moment of meditation. So I'll invite you to put down anything that you might be holding. Kind of move around a little bit in your chair and get all settled. And if you like, close your eyes. And let's just breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in And as we breathe in, let that breath be the Ruach of God. And Ruach means the holy breath. So as we breathe in, imagine that we breathe in that Ruach, that holy breath, and we fill up our lungs with that. It expands our chest and it contracts. It expands because we are filled. We are filled with the Spirit of God from deep within us, from outside of us, from everywhere. We are surrounded by this love. And today that Spirit of God, that breath of God, gives us the boldness to seize the moment. It gives us great courage. And it surrounds the moral compass deep within us. We are touched by the love and the Spirit of God. So let's take that into the silence for a moment. And in that silence, let's just experience this Ruach of God, this breath of God in the silence. It's the Spirit of God. Give me that courage. Give me that boldness. Enough to seize the moment that can change my life. That brings me to greater awareness of who I truly am. And so it is, God. So it is. Namaste. We've reached that point in the service when we're going to ask you to give. And of course, there's many different ways to give. One is you can text a certain dollar amount to that number. If you like snail mail, you can mail to the Unity Spiritual Center at 2900 South Bernard. That's a great way to do things too. Also, you can go online and you can take a look at the graphic that's up there. You can take a picture of it. You can use that. So there's just lots of different ways to give, and certainly you can give right now too. Let's say this together, if you would. Together. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I give thanks for the abundance that is mine to share.
Know that I am nothing new. There's so much more than me and you. But brothers, sisters, how we must adore before we turn to stone. Brother, all we must atone before we turn to stone. Before we turn to stone.
Beth, I think you're amazing. I'd like to do it different. Let people see you.
Thanks, Dennis.
Join me in saying thanks for these offerings. So, Spirit of God, we do say thank you. We understand, of course, the financial gifts are important. They help operate the church. But actually, what's more important is that we understand that when we give, that's when we receive. When we give in love, we receive in love. When we give in such a way that just opens up our heart, then we receive in a way that opens up our heart. And so we say, thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
Well, thank you so much to Dennis Ashley, Beth Rainey, and everybody else for a great service. Now, Dennis, I don't know if you realize you just came up with a skit for our next Unity Home Companion. David Letterman's Top 10 Life Regrets. Please join us as we say our unity statement. Together, unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, for we know that there is only one power, one present, and one life. So whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey of transformation, you are welcome here. If you're here for the very first time, we have a welcome packet with a coupon for a free beverage from our barista stand and some other goodies. So please raise your hand long enough that our ushers can catch a glimpse of you if you're here for the first time. Okay. Now there's one. Well, we're glad you're here, and we hope that you stay afterwards and join us in the fellowship hall so we can get to know you. Thanks to everybody else for being here, too. We encourage everyone to sign up for our email newsletter to learn more about our upcoming classes and events. You can sign up for our e-news by scanning the QR code that you see on the screen or on our website at unityspokane.org. We would also like to connect with you on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Just search Unity Spiritual Center Spokane, and you'll find us. Thanks to everybody for being here. Our chaplains today are Gary, who has been holding the service in prayer, and Cheryl, who will be available to pray with you immediately following the service right down front here. If you have something that's heavy on your heart, or a joy that you want to share, please avail yourselves of our chaplains. Thanks to all our chaplains for your service today. We would like to encourage anyone who is in need of prayer support to please fill out a prayer request form found in the seat pocket in front of you, and you can put it in one of our prayer boxes located. There's one back of the sanctuary on your way out, as on the left-hand side. Our chaplains and Silent Unity will pray over them for 30 days. And that, my friends, is a lot of prayer. And now, with a look of upcoming events and opportunities, it's time for News You Can Use. The third Wednesday of each month is our lunch bunch right here at the church. It's a great way to meet new people. We invite you to pack a lunch and come on down for the next one this week of August 20th at 12 in the afternoon. Don't forget that Hot August Nights is going to happen this coming Friday, August 22nd, from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. If you haven't been to a Hot August Nights before, it's a summer potluck. This year, with a Hawaiian theme. We have invited Unity North and Unity of Coeur d'Alene to join us, so please bring your favorite dish, backyard games, and wear some Hawaiian clothing. I'll have to find my muumuu. I don't know where it's at. And rock out to the music there. You need to be here. It's a lot of fun. As part of Hot August Nights, there is going to be a professional face painter here. We would love it if all the kids that came could get their face painted. But you know what would be even cooler than that? If all the adults could stop adulting for just a little while and get their face painted. I mean, we're paying for the guy, so let's get it done. Come on down. If you, like me, have never, or you've heard of the name Mahjong, but you've never probably played, here's your chance to learn. The Spokane Mahjong Club meets here at the church in the fellowship hall the last Wednesday of the month. They love beginners. Well, sure, because they can beat us. See you at 5:30 p.m. on August 27th. On September 13th, we are hosting a relaxing sound bath led by Megan Robeson. It's an amazing way and a gentle way to calm your mind and body. The cost is $30 and it's held right here at the church. It starts at 2 p.m., runs an hour and 15 minutes, and you will absolutely love it. Next Sunday, Reverend David McClure will be speaking on Be a Possibilitarian. The impossible is always possible. Now it's time for Unity Trivia that's included in e-news each week. Our trivia question for today was, Daily Word Magazine is a small daily book from Unity that offers encouraging messages, prayers, and articles every day of the year for people around the world. When did Unity's Daily Word start? Someone else answer at once. A long time ago. That's a good answer. You're right. It was 1924. By the way, did you know that you can go to Daily Word Archives and you can find out what the Daily Word message was on the day you were born? All right, is it time for the youth? Are they out there? They are here. Well, I guess maybe that's it. Are there more? Okay. We are blessed to have an amazing youth minister here at Unity Spiritual Center. Does anybody have an announcement about the car wash, or do you want me to do it? Jeremiah, all right, come on down.
The youth, we've done a little bit of a collaboration together.
We have the unit teams and the YOU who are going to put on a car wash next Sunday from 11 to 2. Unfortunately, one of our kiddos, well, not unfortunately, because they like to go to camp, she's actually at camp presently, so she's not here to make the announcement. So me, being the biggest kid in the room who's left, is here to make the announcement for them. So next week, 11 to 2, we would love to wash every single one of your cars. It is, of course, done by Love Offering, so whatever you want to give goes to funding the camps that the kids go to, and this will help fund not only my age group that I work with, the YOU, the high schoolers, but also the unit teams. We are doing a collaboration together, and we're trying to make it possible for all of our kids to be able to go to the camps that they would like to. So thank you very much, and that was definitely.
So feel free to get your cars as dirty as you want this week and bring them next Sunday. All right, it's time for our children's blessing. What? Oh, come on down, little ones. All right, thank you guys. All right, let's get our hands warmed up and throw a little blessing their way. Be the love you are, sing the song you hear, share your joy of life with people far and near. And for ourselves, be the love we are, sing the song we hear, share our joy of life with people far and near. All right, kids, head on back. All right, now please stand as you're able and join us in our closing prayer for protection, followed by the peace song. Together we affirm, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And that's the truth.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternal.